Mums at the Table. It's great to have you with us. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Shona. And what amazing people have we got on today?
I love that you give them that title, amazing, because they are. Gia is in the kitchen with her amazing kids.
Oh, yum. It'll be healthy, it'll be easy, it'll be quick, it'll be nutritious, and there'll be food flying everywhere with the kids.
I love that, because it's not my kitchen. We've also got Colette. She'll be sitting down with Fiona to talk wellbeing. She's got some amazing advice on how to handle life at the moment, so stay tuned and listen to her. But today we're talking about overcoming disappointment. And when our kids are young and they're not necessarily meeting some of those milestones that they're expected to meet, that can be disappointing. And how do you deal with that?
Just remember they're the norm. Some people fit outside of the norm. You can have them reaching them faster or reaching them slower. I remember Mum saying to me when I had the boys that, oh, you know, you were crawling at 3 months and you were potty trained at 7 and you were walking at 9, and I'm like,
the golden child.
No, far from that. But, you know, and as you know, grandparents forget what age it actually happened. Yeah. It's around about. But I know even my boys didn't hit the milestones at the time that they were supposed to hit them. And yeah, it can be a bit frustrating, but I went and sought medical help.
Yeah.
I went to the hearing specialists, I went to the doctors, I went to the speech pathology just to make sure that there was nothing wrong, because like we've said many times, one of mine was special needs, and so I was just checking to make sure that everything was okay. And eventually he did reach the milestones. Maybe not as quick as everybody else, but he did.
But that's the thing in life. We all do reach those milestones
at different times.
But when you first go through it, it's so easy to go, hang on, what have I done wrong? What am I missing for my child? Like, how do I get them up to where they're supposed to be? And taking on that pressure actually never helps the situation.
It doesn't help, no, because you're stressed and then the baby's stressed and then father's stressed and no.
I mean, even with sleeping or toilet training, you know, bedwetting and that sort of thing, it's really frustrating. You're like, why can I not get them over the line? Yeah. But you are absolutely right. You know, see, it's good to be aware but not alarmed.
Yes.
You know, and we have that option of going and seeking medical help.
Go with your gut feeling. If you think that something's wrong, go and get it checked out. Go and see your GP. Write to Dr. Bronwyn.
Yep.
She might be able to answer the questions for you.
And we've also got our Facebook group, and that's another great resource. That's our Mums at the Table Facebook private group. You can actually jump on there. The great thing about that and other mothers groups is that when you ask that question, so many people respond and you realise you're not alone in that situation. So all of our kids are like popcorn. They're all popping at different times. I've said it before, I'll say it again. But we just need to make sure we're all calm and seek professional advice if we need to.
You want to keep it locked right here for this one. I'm talking with Colette about dealing with anxiety and stress and how we can coping mechanisms. I think as adults, you know, and children, these tips will be great. So hit me with it, because I feel like I was better at dealing with stress in my 20s than I am now.
Well,
as a mum.
This is where I actually want to talk about the whole idea of calming down. Nobody ever calmed down by being told calm down. And how many times I catch myself even saying that to my children, I have to bite my tongue. And I love that you just said that about yourself and you were better in your 20s. I think when you weren't a parent and when I wasn't a parent, we were, because you could just walk away. You could just go, no, I'm out, like, done.
Deuces.
I don't have to be part of this conversation. You can't just abandon your child. And so how do we deal with a child who is highly stressed or just not calm?
Right.
And so often it's that checking yourself. So what is going on for me? Is it triggering stuff in me? Am I feeling irritable, frustrated, angry? And that often helps in hindsight. In the moment, you often don't notice it, but we can learn about ourselves when we analyse what was going on in our heads before, so that we can anticipate how to react the next time. And so we learn each time, and I think that's why it's important to be kind to ourselves, to know, you know what, I might have messed up this time. How can I do it a bit differently, a little bit better, improve the next time?
And recognise that you're going that way, or your child is showing symptoms that they're going to.
Yes.
have a stress attack.
Yeah. And so one of the things we've got to work on first is keeping our voice calm, keeping our voice down, trying to get our child to match the level of our voice. Because if we yell or yell above them, they will just keep yelling louder. I've learned that the hard way.
I love that, because I feel like sometimes just because you're the loudest doesn't necessarily mean you're right. And you've heard that before. People say that all the time. So it's good to keep an even keel.
Keep it down.
Yeah.
And then also things like teaching our children, and this is something we can practice ourselves, deep belly breathing.
Right,
when there's anxiety. This is something not to do or teach in the moment of anxiety or stress. It's actually doing at night when your child is lying on their bed. You put a teddy on their tummy and let them breathe so they learn that it's coming from their belly, not from their chest. Big breaths, in for 4, out for 4, or in for 5, out for 5. It really calms down your entire body, your entire system. Then for children who are worried, we give designated worry time. So that's saying, you know, it's not that you can't ever worry, but we're going to worry tonight between 5 and 5:10. It sounds crazy, but it allows children to take control of their worry. And they use a worry box or a worry bear, and at that time they talk to the worry bear, and then we say, right, let's go on and do something fun. So it's validating, letting them feel heard, and also practicing gratitude as an opposite to that. But there's many things we can do just to help our children with tasks to become the boss of their brain.
Love that. Thank you so much, Colette, for those awesome tips. I know that's going to help you. Keep it locked right here at Mums at the Table.
So what would you do and how would you feel if your child came home with an F in their grades?
Do I have to answer this one?
Well, maybe they aced it through
Well, no. I had the golden child who got A's and B's, and then I had the other child who got F's, and I think I even might have seen a G somewhere along.
Is that possible?
Or a complete fail. But in saying that, and hindsight is a wonderful thing, and I have the privilege of being able to look back at this with hindsight. Child A, even though he didn't push forward in school, he didn't come home with the amazing grades, and it didn't matter how much money I bribed him with, or, you know, I'll take you here and I'll take you there, didn't matter. Just didn't excel at school. Excelled in the social, you would always find child A around the back of the gym, chat, but didn't excel in grades. But he's gone on to have a good job, he's healthy, he's happy, and he's contributing to society. So, you know, my advice is grades aren't everything.
I was going to say, what does that tell you, though, when he, you know, he may not have fit the school system, but in life he is succeeding. So what does that tell you?
Well, school isn't everything.
That's right.
For the other child, yes, school's everything. He's gone on to university and he's doing really well. But for the other one, school was never his thing.
Yeah, I think, you know, and I love hindsight, because when they're bringing home those grades, you're like, how is my child going? But I think I'm trying to emphasise with the girls, you know, school's actually there to teach you to learn.
Yes.
You know, whatever you do, put your best in, and that is good enough for me. And quite frankly, I would actually prefer they succeed in some of their attitudes in life and their, you know, I guess their integrity, their honesty, and all of those things. To me, those grades are more important than school.
And look, I said to my boys, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's school, whether it's sports, whether it's dance, whether it's music, doesn't matter what it is, do it to the best of your ability, because that's what God wants you to do. He doesn't want you to faff around and just give everything half-heartedly. He wants you to put your best foot forward.
And look, when I was in Year 12 and doing my final exam, I had a lady at church. I was really stressed about those exams because I knew, like, school was not my thing either. And she said to me, Rachel, doesn't matter what you do, but do it to the glory of God. So if you fail to the glory of God. That might stress some people out, but it actually gave me a lot of peace. And taking that pressure off, I think, is one of the best things that we can do for our kids.
Especially in Year 12.
Yeah, you don't want them to feel defined by that, because there's so much more outside to enjoy and to live for.
Yeah.
What are we making?
Carrot,
Cauliflower,
turmeric.
soup. So because of the cold weather, we have decided to show you a recipe that we found on Sanitarium website. They've got some great recipes there for the family. It's a carrot, cauliflower and turmeric soup. It sounds exotic, and it is, and it tastes creamy and delicious, and we are going to tell you exactly how to make it. It's very easy. So you just roughly chop all the veggies so it doesn't take too long to do. And we're going to start with frying them off with a little bit of oil. What oil are we using?
My name oil.
Your name. And what is it?
Olive.
Olive oil. We'll just throw the onions in. We'll throw the garlic in. Garlic.
I'm gonna throw it in.
Okay. And then we just throw in the veggies. So we've got celery and carrot. This is so nutritious, and cauliflower. I love cauliflower in winter.
Milk.
That will go in last. So after that, once we fry off the veggies a bit, and once they're softened or tender, then we'll add the herbs and the spices, and then a little bit of almond milk, actually a lot of almond milk, and we'll cook it through. So the vegetables have softened up now. It's been cooking for about 10 minutes. We've just been frying it, and every few minutes I just keep stirring them around so they can brown just a touch. So what we have here is turmeric, salt and nutmeg, okay? And we're going to throw that in, and we are going to stir it through and cook it for about, I don't know, a minute, if that. Wow, that is smelling really good. That is awesome.
Now the milk.
Okay, and now the milk. So we're using just almond milk because it's thinner, it's more watery, and you can simmer the vegetables on a low heat with it and it won't curdle. So we're just gonna do what Sanitarium says to do, aren't we? Yes, we're gonna do it like that. This time we're not adding much to this recipe or changing it. Okay. Yep, we'll put in the other one. So that'll be around 4 cups there. So there we go. And then, yeah, look at that. It's looking yellow.
And also at the end, if your kids ever find it too hot, you could put in a little bit of soy milk or almond.
Yes, that's what we do, don't we, when we have our soup? Okay,
Yeah.
so now we're going to put the lid on, and we are going to be back in about 30 minutes. We're going to let it simmer on low heat, and we're going to come back and blend it and see what it looks like. We have let it simmer for 30 minutes, and now the vegetables are very soft and very tender now, and we are ready to blend. There's going to be a bit of a mess happening. Whoa, I don't want to ruin my pot. So I blended it, and then I had to swap the pot. I needed a deeper pot because the pot I had wasn't so deep and I got dirty, but that's okay. So this is what it looks like after we've blended. Oh, that looks amazing, yay. I love soup in winter. It is my favourite, and we have some delicious little seeds to put on top here. These seeds have got chilli on them. Now for the kids, I wouldn't be putting the chilli seeds. Bit of celery leaves. Yum, oh, look at that. And we've got some cream there, or coconut cream on top. That will make it awesome. If you want some more recipes, go to our website, mumsattetable.com. Follow us on Facebook or on YouTube, and come and see all the recipes. We've got lots of them, 4 years worth. We'll see you next time with some more recipes.
Well, Shona, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we've come to the end of the show.
Oh, you mean I can't keep talking?
Oh, no, you can.
Under wet cement.
But that is it from us today. It's been great to have you with us. We'll be back next week with more great topics. We will see you then.
Bye.